recording.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5:30. Could I call on Councillor Beeblehorn to do the land acknowledgement, please?
I'd like to acknowledge that the rural municipality of St. Andrews is located on Treaty One territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration.
Thank you. Adoption of the agenda, motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconder, Councillor Mondor. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Oh, and I should mention Councillor Hunt's attending on Zoom. Next item, reception of delegates, item 4.1, Selkirk District Community Foundation Vital Signs Report. Shauna Curtin, Deborah Bitt, and Meredith Worships. Welcome, ladies. You can move one of your chairs, you can sit at that table there if you'd like.
Muted, and then you can go move your mouse when I click this share screen. Then it should be.
Well, I think the microphone should be on. Is that what?
If you want to just hit the, I'll get it.
Hit the power button here?
Yeah, if you just hold it down, it should turn on.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. There you go. This is.
We don't have to move. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Good catch. Was that me?
Okay, perfect. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to let the Selkirk District Community Foundation share with the RMO St. Andrews Council and leadership about our upcoming Vital Signs adventure. So I'm here today with Shauna Curtin and Deborah Bitt, who are both members of the Foundation's board. Shauna is our fearless leader. She is our chair and a compassionate community member. She is also chairing the Vital Signs Committee along with Brandon Sutherland. She loves dogs and nature and brings a wealth of experience to the foundation. Shauna is a former Assistant Deputy Minister for Manitoba Justice Courts Division. She worked for the Government of Yukon as the Acting Director of the Women's Directorate and in the Department of Justice. She is also the Executive Director of the Winnipeg Police Board. We are very lucky to have Shauna as part of our team. Next up is Deborah. Deborah is a passionate volunteer, proud mother, and a proud grandmother, and she is a pillar of the St. Andrews community, which she has called home for 40 years. She is a United Church minister and served in leadership at the Selkirk United Church from 2005 to 2017. Deborah has a deep commitment to volunteering in the community. Most recently, she co-chaired the Manitoba 55+ Games and now serves on the Foundation's board. Deborah's passion for the diverse needs of all members of the community is evident in her motto that she brings to all of the Foundation's activities, which is who is not at the table. And I'm Meredith Worships. I'm the Community Development Officer at the Foundation. I started my position last September, and I couldn't be more happy to be here tonight to talk to all of you. We're all very pleased to be here to tell you about what will be happening at the Foundation over the next year as we launch into another Vital Signs report together again. But before we dig into Vital Signs, first a bit about the incredible history between the RMO St. Andrews and the Selkirk District Community Foundation.
So, for those of you who don't know, the Selkirk District Community Foundation is going to be 29 years old in July of this year. So almost 30 years of doing great work in the community all the way around. So we all see the foundation as our foundation. It belongs to you and me, and really it belongs to the RMO St. Andrews in many, many ways. So firstly, you'll be wondering how. You have a voice on the nominating committee. So the members of the foundation, the board members of the foundation who do the giving in the community and work with the staff that administer the endowment fund are selected by you and St. Clement and Selkirk. So you have a voice on the nominating committee, and that allows you to, be diverse and find community members that are interested in doing good in the community. over the many years that we've been, that I've been on the foundation board right from the beginning, there have been members, oh, I'm losing my, okay, yes. Slide 2, that's what I'm doing, I don't have a slide. Please. Where's my picture, tell me what I'm supposed to do. Over the years, many St. Andrews citizens have been on the foundation board right from the very beginning, and that includes Dr. Ike Hussein and Fred Kosh, along with the past chairperson, Michael Buer, and more recently, board members have included Stan Halbasma, Rosalind Ferguson, Heather Hogg, Michelle Polinack. Current St. Andrews citizens include myself and Deborah, along with leadership staff, Bev Clegg, and our finance director, Eileen. Oh, didn't I get Stan? Oh, no, slide.
I just need another slide.
Yes, may I please have a slide? Yes. Okay, here we go. And I gotta mention and recognize the leadership of the former mayor, the late Don Parfor, along with Councillor Laurie Hunt, who was above my head, who were never board members, but were the driving force behind creating the local municipal endowment fund, which leads me to what kind of things has your money in your fund done in community? The Matlock Rec Club, may I please have the slide?
Yep,
There we go. The second reason the foundation belongs to the RM of St. Andrews, you started the St. Andrews Fund. Some of you are aware of that, I bet, which provides funding towards building maintenance or facility upgrades of existing community rec facilities. Teresa knows that. The fund was established in 2007 with a generous donation of $50,000 a year over a 4-year period made by the RM. Today, the fund has a fair market value of $341,078. Matter of fact, that money, since the fund began granting, $119,553 have been granted to support community centers and halls throughout this municipality. Matter of fact, just last week, Matlock Community Hall, Petersfield Curling Club, and the St. Andrews Community Club were all approved for funding through the RM of St. Andrews Fund. And just a little heads up, next week, Bev Clegg and Eileen Jankowski are making a presentation to you about the RM of St. Andrews Fund and the nominating committee, so I'm not going to dwell on it any further, except to say you have a large role to play in the good that the foundation does in this community. Oh, I'm still going. Next slide. Okay, so this is the last reason. The foundation belongs to the RM of St. Andrews because many other groups in the area have started their own funds because you've led the way and shown an example. All of those community groups and donors care about the community. There you go, to mention a few. St. Andrews Airport Aviation Education Fund, St. George Anglican Church Wakefield Fund, there you see, Pastor Mwiji, Leslie and Marguerite McCrae Fund. And now I'm passing it over to
Yeah, so today we want to talk to you about vital signs. So the foundation, the Selkirk District Community Foundation, is part of the Community Foundations of Canada, and Vital Signs is their program. So many foundations across the country and globally, both in Britain and New Zealand, have participated in creating a vital signs document for their communities. Some, or perhaps all of you, might be aware of the very first vital signs report that this foundation did. It came out in 2018 and it was called Mind the Gap. So if we go to the next slide about vital sign conversations in town hall. So what you have in front of you is a community checkup. And many community foundations have created their own reports, and they use them to measure the vitality of the neighborhood and identify significant trends in a range of sectors. So over the course of about a year and a half, beginning in the summer of 2016, a local foundation-based Vital Signs leadership team was formed to pull this thing together, right? We held 2 town hall meetings with almost 100 people attending each, and followed with one-on-one discussions with 45 community stakeholders and collected as much data as we could specific to our region. So during the town hall meetings, if we go to the 9 community sector slide, during the town hall meetings and stakeholder consultations, the people of St. Andrews, St. Clements, and Selkirk told us the critical community issues that mattered the most to them. And based on the conversations, they came up with 9 key community sectors that became the driving point in this report. So you'll see, and you'll get a chance to look at it when your bedtime reading tonight or whatever. So inclusive community was important. Housing, very important, right up there. Learning, so children and youth, kids and youth. Health and wellness, the income gap, the environment, older adults and aging, arts, culture, recreation and tourism, and safety and security. So in April of 2018, the Foundation's Vital Signs report entitled Mind the Gap was released. And the report provides a clear snapshot of each sector of our community, including 5 to 8 specific data points, a few community testimonials, and 3 calls to action. This report has been an invaluable tool for the foundation. I have to say, I've been on the granting committee for a year and then on the board for 2. We use this a lot when the grant applications come in to see if they fit in with some of the pillars of where we're wanting to be and where the community has told us the priorities are. It drives our strategic planning, it supports decision-making and provides priorities connected with granting. The information in the report helps us to ensure that the community dollars are going towards the imperative community needs that the community has told us about. So let's talk about a few examples of grants the foundation has given to organizations supporting programs, in particular in St. Andrews, since 2018 and this Vital Signs report. These grants fall under arts and culture, rec and tourism, and were given from 21 to 23. Together, they total $35,816, and that doesn't include the Active Trails grant, and we'll get to that later. So if we could show the Petersfield Curling Club. We had a great visit out there. They hosted us out there, which was great fun. So I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but this place is rock solid in the community. When its 30-year-old ice plant needed replacing, the foundation was happy to provide $13,766 towards a new one. And if you're playing hockey or your skates aren't shot, it's next to impossible to perform. So the St. Andrews Community Club didn't have a skate sharpener, so skaters had to go to the Selkirk into Winnipeg to get the job done. So we were able to grant $3,825 to get them a sharpener at the club, and that can do nothing but improve the club's ability to attract rentals. St. Andrews Community Club TALK program is the next slide. So it's a bit of a theme. The St. Andrews Community Club also needed a bleacher upgrade. So in 21-22, the foundation provided $5,000 towards some drawings that would enable them to get some new seats. And that same year, $6,400 was provided to the club's kinder gym, Tots and Parents play group for the tot-friendly equipment like a training bar, large blocks, and a foam learning beam. Cool. The program attracts 10 to 20 participants from St. Andrews and surrounding area, and some from as far away as Steinbach. The club also runs a free stick and puck after-school program twice a week for 20 to 30 kids, and the foundation was able to grant almost $2,000, $1,825, for the purchase of 2 shooter tutors. You never told me I was going to say that. The kids told us that shooting a puck into an empty net all the time gets boring, and it's great to have something to make it more fun. The tutors also allow young goalies to get out of the net and skate with their friends, and the goalie told us, I like to be able to go skate with my friends instead of being stuck in the net all the time, because I'm the only goalie. Pickleball in Petersfield. We have a slide about that. I don't know if any of you have gone and checked it out, but that's been great. The last grant I'm going to mention puts us all in a bit of a pickle, but it's a good one. Both Petersfield and St. Andrews Community Club got grants in 22 and 23 that allowed them to purchase pickleball equipment. The game is all the rage, and it's for folks of all ages. And it's been nothing but fun, fitness, and good times. And we can't skip the Clan du Bois Hall, and that's Henry. This is a slide with our favorite workers from the Clan du Bois Hall. Maybe some of you know Henry, who's been cleaning the dance floor since the grant to the hall in 2020.
So the Vital Signs report helps the foundation with our granting and so much more, but it's also used by other organizations. The foundation loved to see the RM's investment in its trail networks, and we're very proud to be a part of that project that complements and addresses the 2018 Vital Signs report's 3 things we can do to make a difference. Under the environment, a key point that said, walk or ride a bike to one destination a week that we would normally drive to. This coincides with a great story from a St. Andrews resident who annually makes a donation to the foundation. The donor mentioned to the foundation, "I love these walking trails. It's just outside my home and I use it every day." And I use it every day. Thank you to the RM for making a trail development a priority. Our connection to the Trans-Canada Trail cannot be overstressed, and that it's a value to the RM, that's huge. Your leadership in getting the community active and safe space through those 3 grants over 4 years has reached $40,000 towards the trail development, the last 2 of which were approved just last week. And Vital Signs was how I was drawn to the foundation. Before I joined the foundation board, I was aware of and impressed by the Vital Signs report. It showed up in my mailbox, and I thought, look at all of this valuable information about the community that I live in. And it made clear to me what areas needed more attention and where my volunteer time could be best spent. I found myself using it as a template, in fact, when I was doing strategic planning in my own job. This document allows people to make decisions with intentionality, governments and your foundation board. Can I please get another slide? This one is Dave Thorne. Many of you will know Dave. He joined this fantastic group at the same time I did. And he also cited this report, Vital Signs, as a report that he often referred to in his line of work. He was the former detachment head at the Selkirk RCMP detachment. One more slide, please. And this is Tristan Dreilich. And Tristan is doing some fantastic work in the community. Some of you may be familiar with him. He previously worked for the Canadian Mental Health Association, but he is now with the Manitoba Harm Reduction Network in our community. He was part of the process that created the very first Vital Signs report. And in his line of work, he says he's referenced this report many times. Tristan says the report validated the fact that there was a need and a demand and an interest in continuing the housing conversation in the region. He says it hinted at some of the areas where more support around resources and identifying strategies to put things into action was needed. Here's a quote from Tristan. I reference Vital Signs and go back to it to highlight the fact that the community is interested in mobilizing around housing. And I'll just finish off by saying that we expect an update on some of these things, and we don't expect that some of them have changed. For example, I believe housing is still going to be really important to the community. And I give it to Meredith or Deborah.
And I give it to Deborah.
So this was done in 2018, right? So we're 6 years down the road and it's time to check the pulse of our community once again. So we will once again be gathering people from all walks of life and community volunteer sectors. That work is already happening and the planning stages are in place, asking for their input into a new report to understand how the community's needs have changed and brainstorm our ways toward a brighter future. In the first edition, citizens were encouraged to do 3 things in each of the key points in an effort to make a difference. And so for inclusive community, the 3 things were volunteer one more time or at a new place than you did last year. Read the 94 calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Report and ensure our workplace reflects the diversity of our community. 3 simple things that can make a difference. So our next steps, well, how did we do? Were we able to move the needle? We're curious to find out. What has changed in our community since we first asked folks to mind the gap? We know that gaps still exist and there is still a lot of work to be done. And that's all the more reason to take the pulse again, to see what people are experiencing, to understand what the barriers are for newcomers in particular to our region. And if we could have the slide about the Clandeboye rink. That's great, eh? I love that picture. Do our young people have a sense of belonging? Do they want to leave the region only because they can't afford to live here or they can't find a job? Or are they returning home to start families and business and becoming connected to the community again? And we know that the RM of St. Andrews has been developing policies and creating strategies that make living in the municipality better than ever. And so we are excited to see how these and other changes over the last 6 years will show up in this coming report as we once again check on the pulse of the community.
So more than checking on the pulse this time around, We'll also be looking at what actions we can take to mobilize the data and make a difference in people's lives. As we prepare to get started, we ask you again to be deeply engaged, just like you were in 2018. We ask that the RM of St. Andrews be a part of the Vital Signs report in 3 ways. Number 1, we ask that the council and lead staff participate at the town hall meetings to shape the direction of our research. Those town hall meetings are coming in 2024 and 2025. Number 2, last time our researcher connected directly with the RM leadership team for a data deep dive. We ask for your support again in identifying qualitative and quantitative community-based data sources. We look forward to beginning our stakeholder interviews and consultations this fall. And number 3, yes, we are going to ask you for your financial support like we did last time, but not yet. We are carefully developing the project's budget, and then we will come back with the financial request. Next slide, please. So with all of that in mind, Vital Signs 2018 Mind the Gap and our start on a new Vital Signs adventure together with you, are there any questions at this point?
Council members, do you have any questions?
We took a lot of information at you.
I have one. Could you clarify? I never wrote. In the St. Andrews Fund, we currently have 341,000 and
I believe, hang on here, 341,078. That's the fair market value of the fund today.
we've
And-
handed out 191,000.
Nope, 119,553.
Thank you.
And that's just since that fund began granting. So.
So do you have the balance in our account right now is 341,78?
That's right,
The good news is Bev and Eileen will be coming back next week to talk to you more about that.
about exactly what's in the fund.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we're still doing budget. Councilor Slaker?
And you said that started in 2007 for the RM of St. Andrews, is that correct?
For the fund?
The fund was established in 2007.
Yep. Any further questions, council members?
I have some comments.
Go ahead, Councilor Hunt.
Can I get this? Can you share the screen again? Braden?
Which slide does he need?
Which slide, Councilor Hunt?
Oh, no, just so we're all back on the same screen. So you can see me.
No, it's not
You're
safe.
there.
Top corner.
There we go. Here we go. So first of all, thank you for your presentation and thank you for the information that you give council about the St. Andrews Fund. And, you know, I'd like to thank the past councils for coming up with that idea and investing in St. Andrews. You can see, council can see how much money that fund has invested back into the community. And I'd like to challenge this council to continue the investment in the community with the fund and grow it more. Bev, you can also, I was instrumental in our car club getting a fund going, the Lily Pad Cruisers car fund. It's at $30,000 now in just 2 years, and that started by the members to support industry scholarships and bursaries that we require for car lovers, you know, and that's going to work well for us and continue to grow. So thank you for the foundation for that. And let's keep it going, council. Thank you.
Council members, any further comments or questions? Well, thank you, ladies. You're on an excellent presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time to come, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Okay, on behalf of the foundation, thank you so much, councillors and your worship for listening to us today and for your support as we enter the initial phase of the next Vital Signs report.
Looking forward to meeting all of you at some of those meetings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, 4.2, age-friendly initiative from the Recs Department. Megan and Teresa.
Sharing for them. Okay. It's a lot. So you need to leave the PowerPoint first and back to Zoom. And then hit the share button.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi, Megan.
Oh, it's open here.
I'm very excited to be following that presentation because I'm kind of.
Yeah, that's.
What is that energy?
Good.
Okay, so I am here tonight to talk to you about the Manitoba Age Friendly Initiative. Manitoba, like the rest of Canada, is undergoing an unprecedented demographic shift that brings aging to the center of health, labor, and social policy agendas. Between 2018 and 2028, those aged 65 and older in Manitoba will increase by 31%. Big. The Age Friendly Manitoba Initiative facilitates healthy aging by providing leadership and encouraging collaboration and creating age-friendly places and communities that optimize the ability for all older Manitobans to do the things that they feel are important while living and remaining in the community. So instead of having our residents who have lived here for years have to move to other areas to seek services or to be closer to services or programs, we want to keep them in Manitoba or in St. Andrews. There's a significant number of older adults and growing number of aging adults in St. Andrews. St. Andrews provides a quiet, country-like community living while being close enough to Winnipeg and Selkirk for them to access those services. Our focus needs to be on retaining these people and encouraging them to stay in St. Andrews. We can do this by creating an age-friendly community and facilitating age-friendly programs and services for our residents. This is why it's essential that the RM of St. Andrews adopt the Manitoba Age-Friendly Initiative as we move forward with implementing the Recreation Master Plan, the Trails Master Plan, and future developments. So in 2015, the RM of St. Andrews hosted an age-friendly community open house at the Riverview Buildings. The information session was facilitated by the Age-Friendly Manitoba Resource Team. In 2023, the province released the Manitoba Senior Strategy, recognizing the importance of local community and supporting people to age in place, lead healthy lifestyles, and contribute to their communities. Since then, individual community clubs have been doing their part. They offer lots of age-friendly programs and events. And through grant funding and fundraising, some of these programs are available for free or very, very little cost. We have been building age-friendly communities and programs throughout the municipality, just not underneath the age-friendly label. So as I said, like a lot of our community clubs, Matlock, St. Andrews Community Club, Nutley, Clan Boyd, Petersfield, we've all been implementing these programs. So the special interest groups, the fitness classes, the walking clubs, the parent and taught program that Selkirk District Foundation mentioned, the bingo nights, the spaghetti dinners, like we are doing all of these things to encourage age-friendly and encourage community involvement, just not underneath that age-friendly label. So by adopting the Manitoba Age-Friendly Initiative, we will get that recognition and be underneath that label. So a resolution from council to adopt that age-friendly initiative will help us get recognition from the province and the federal government to enable us to get grant funding specific for age-friendly funding or programming and development. The direction from the resolution will open opportunities to incorporate age-friendly actions now into future community development, especially as we move forward with the Recreation Master Plan. Would just be taking in consideration age-friendly initiatives while we're developing things, looking at it from an age-friendly lens. And supporting a committee of community members to raise awareness, create a forum for sharing ideas and creating action plans. engage collaboration with community businesses and nonprofit organizations. So again, like the last presentation, like Selkirk District was saying, is getting these like-minded individuals and these leaders of these community groups together to work together, to share resources, to look at what communities need, what our little corners of the communities need for programming, for services, for developing and encouraging age-friendly. And again, the benefits of joining the age-friendly initiative are to encourage those to continue to live and participate in the community. To engage those in the community that will benefit from the programs that we are able to facilitate by volunteering in the community to improve that connection to community and connection involvement, like you belong in St. Andrews. Community engagement improves the quality of life and improves family security. The age-friendly resource team will assist in the consultation process that allows an opportunity to view our communities with the 8 domains of becoming an age-friendly community through an age-friendly lens. It will also give us the opportunity for exclusive age-friendly grant programming and supports. There is just recently passed the community collaboration grant, which is estimated up to $10,000. That would help to go towards more programming, special events.
And then that would be divided amongst all the halls, all the participating halls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a committee can determine the council approval, like how that would be allocated. And then the age-friendly initiative works as a milestone recognition. And that recognition, you would be recognized by the province, the federal government, and the World Health Organization. So moving forward, the municipality will be able to improve services for our aging adults through supporting the community clubs with the programs that they offer, addressing barriers and accessibility to those services and programs, collaborate with other age-friendly organizations within our community, continue the active transportation development, and consider maybe adding benches, and planters, and lighting to the pathways for safety and security and accessibility. And possibly acquire volunteer software to assist our nonprofit community clubs with recruitment and the management of volunteers, making it easier for these community clubs to sort out who we have and what departments need help or what areas need help, and assessing different people's skill sets. And then just to conclude, I don't know, like in the news lately, it's been in the news quite a bit over the last couple of years, but Canada has been dealing with another pandemic, and that's the increasing cases of depression and loneliness in aging adults. As a side effect of the COVID lockdowns, people were forced to isolate and therefore fell out of their normal social patterns. They lost touch with people in their community and even lost loved ones along the way. Getting back to normal has been an extreme struggle for a lot of people, especially older adults. And that's why now is a vital time to invest in community and harness the compassion of others to promote the well-being and well-living in St. Andrews. So, any questions?
Council members, you have any, go ahead, Councilor Slicker.
Okay, I get where this is, I get what it's about.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna share with what I've observed in the past year in the RM St. Andrews. I've gone to a lot of the AGM meetings. And the thing that has become very clear to me is our community is very well connected within their areas. It's very, each area has their own thing. They have volunteers for all of their stuff. They tell me that they run all the programs for their own community clubs. They write their own grants for their community club. They run their own volunteers. It's like, and they're all really proud of it. I went to the Little Britain one last Sunday, I think it was. they had a volunteer go on their board that was in her early 20s. And the room was full of people. So if we went down, I think, my question is this not just double dipping? I don't know what the right word is. Our community does a great job for itself and how it does it. And I've lived here for 30 some years, 40 years now, I guess. And it always has. And that's been my enjoyment going to all these AGM meetings, is the pride that all these community clubs have, how they look after each other. When they need something, they come to council, they ask us, we figure out ways to work together and to bring things together. Simple things like the fireworks that we got requested from Three Little Halls last July to help them boost it up. That was all done by them. They just needed a little bit of extra money. Right down to Little Britain handed out a report of everything going on in the hall. It was a 2-page report typed that is full from January 18th to December 31st. And there's really not a lot of time that they haven't filled it. And that's a tiny little hall. So I would hate to go here and then step on all those people that have worked a long time to build their own little things.
This isn't stepping on anybody's toes or taking away from anything that anybody is doing. This is promoting what everybody is doing and trying to bring us all together. Each little community club is doing their own thing and they're doing amazing things.
They do.
But what we need to do is like recognize that and bring that together as the whole RM. So that I've got people in the south that have no idea what's going on in the north, but it would be nice for them to be able to go and play Mahjong in Matlock or go play pickleball in Petersfield, but there's a disconnect and we need to be able to bring, and there's a lot of overlap too in a lot of the programs that are going along. And you've got smaller little pockets, but if we can get everybody talking and collaborating and working on the same page and building these programs better and putting our resources together to build something bigger and better and getting more people involved.
Deputy Mayor Dorabas.
I think this is a great idea. Thanks. I really do. And like you said, there's gonna be a large increase of people who are gonna be, 65 and older in the next level. It's gonna blow up. So it's something that's needed. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. For AR council members, do you have any further comments?
Just in terms of what you require is a resolution to
Just a
say
resolution,
that,
yeah.
that we are going to be, a part of this age friendly and then going forward, that opens you up to grants and other. Perfect.
Another second.
Money required, no additional money required from
No.
council.
I think there's a requirement of a council member to be on the committee.
Yes, quite possible.
Well, thank you for your presentation. It's excellent. I agree. It's an excellent program. And thank you for all the work you did to put that together. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Next item is financial reports, gas tax and GST reports attached, Tim attached, the reports. And I think there's confusion on both our parts. When we passed the resolution at the last council meeting, under item 2, on the resolution for the years 2021 and 22, that wording, the third line should have read as well. Because we got back a report, GST receivable. That needed clarification, so I talked to Brent, I talked to Tim before the meeting, I'll put it in an email to all. Because the intent of this was like, what is the quarterly GST receivable breakdown for each quarter? And just by having 0, no, that's not at all the information. So if it's okay for, I'll put it for the next council meeting, I think we talked for the next council, because it's simple to provide it for the next council meeting. So I'll send everybody the email after the council meeting or tomorrow morning. I will also include in the email, if it's okay, Brent, that we get excellent reports. That's the next item on our agenda from management. That when finance, that this include under the financing, the Davies filed the GST and the gas tax returns to keep us updated. Because I know Teresa includes all the information when she applies for grants. That will eliminate all this back and forth, and then if it's reported, we'll see it and we don't have to break it up.
On the financial report.
Yeah. Everybody's in agreement with that? Counselor Hunt, you're fine with that? Okay. Next item, management reports. The March 2024 monthly progress reports are all attached. Does anybody have any questions on that?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment on it. Teresa Howling, Recreation Director, she just left. You know, I think she's just doing a great job finding these grants, and her work and report should be noted. Also, our Director of Municipal Safety, Jordan Naschek, he's been working with the fire department and sort of behind the scenes working with the bylaw department. And all I can say is keep up the good work, Jordan and Teresa.
Okay,
Also great reports to both.
thank you, Councilor Slaker.
I'd also like to say hats off to the Public Works. If we were talking in here before the meeting, there's people that were upset, but I did get an awful lot of calls and emails thanking me for the quick response that the RM gave in all the issues. I had one on the weekend, even Jordan went out at bylaw and checked it out. So hats off to all these directors that we have allowed CAO or asked the CAO to bring into play are doing a fantastic job. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Any further comments? Oh, I'm sorry, my screen clicked.
One last comment.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say the monthly bylaw report, the way it's outlined right now is well done. So again, thanks to Jordan for getting that into the system that way.
Good, thank you. Anything further? Okay, next item is there's no old business. Number 8, new business, Seven Oaks School Division and catchment area. Councillor Mondori requested this be on the agenda. Could you please give your presentation or?
I just thought it might be an opportunity for council to discuss the school taxes in South St. Andrews. I don't know if most of you are aware, but Parkdale Road is somewhat of the cutoff for Seven Oaks School Division. And the school division north of there, the Lord Selkirk School Division, and the Seven Oaks School Division charges a higher tax rate. So when I was campaigning, lots of the residents that live south of Parkdale Road commented about having to pay the higher tax. And they had complained in the past and nothing had been done in regards to it. I thought it might be an opportunity for the RM of St. Andrews to include that into our Lord Selkirk School Division, so the residents don't have to pay higher tax, to try to save the residents of St. Andrews some money.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay, so I was looking at this and we had some emails go back and forth as well. What is the dollar value of that?
I don't know. I don't know how to calculate that dollar value when it says like, it gave an example of the rate, and the rates were different, like a 1% or something.
Well, there was, I think ours was at 9.9, and I think the Seven Oaks School Division was 14 point something, if I'm not mistaken. And there was about a $500,000 difference over 218 houses.
Yeah, and I don't know how we came to 218, because when I counted on Google Maps, like the boundary, I only counted like 130 houses, so on like approximate. So I don't know where 218 houses came from, so maybe the mayor could explain.
We came from the tax roll.
The tax roll?
Yeah.
So that's 218 households in St. Andrews that could potentially be saving, some money.
But how much?
I don't know.
Well, if we're 9 and they're 14, what did you say? Is that what you said?
It's almost 10 and 14 point something, but that's on the education tax levy, right? So it's not like a full blown $5,000 tax bill. So we're talking, when I did the math, it was 218 divided by $500,000, it was like $2,250. So again, what's the difference between the 2,250? So you take your 10% mill rate, you take your 14% mill rate, and take the difference between those two. So if it's only $150 per house, I don't know if that's something that's worth going to the province for.
I don't know if that's what it is,
And
but I don't, they were just complaining, so I thought I'd bring it up and,
Yeah.
try to talk about it and discuss it.
At the end of the day, though, it's a provincial matter. The province sets boundaries for school divisions.
But they just had on the news, I think it was last week, that they're going to be revisiting the school district boundaries. So I thought this
That's a
might
good
be, it just came up after, like last week on the news. So I thought, oh, well, this might be an opportunity to maybe advocate to include this into the Lord Selkirk School Division, so. I don't know how many kids go to Seven Oaks from that small little area. So I'm just kind of trying to advocate for the people that I talked to when I went around door to door, so.
Understood. Yeah.
Well, if I may, Councillor Marecki's 100% right, it's a provincial issue. When the email started coming from you, I think I had sent you a copy of the petition. I believe that would be the first step.
Yeah, that'd be. that's
To
one of
have
the first
residents
steps.
start the petition and this should be discussed with our MLA, because it's a provincial issue.
Okay, yeah.
Really, I don't think there's anything we can do at this point at all on it. It's provincial.
Counselor Hunt on the screen.
Councillor Hunt?
Hi there. We should forward this to Lord Selkirk School Division and see if they want to pursue it. I believe Lord Selkirk School Division mill rate is closer to 12 or 13. I think there's only 1 mil difference between the two of them. In the north, we also have two other school divisions. We have Interlake School Division and Lakeshore School Division that students do go. But, between us and Selkirk, if they want to get involved in this endeavor of taking in more tax dollars, and maybe they don't have room for it. Like, it would include more students, more busing. There's probably a reason they're set up like that. So this should be going to Lord Selkirk School Division. And then, because if that's going to happen, we're going to need their support or their support to the province. So, we should send a letter to them and see what they think of this. I think that would be probably the first starting place.
Deputy Mayor Darvas?
And I think about how would Seven Oaks react to losing $500,000 in tax revenue to Lord Selkirk School Division? So it's again, one of those things that Council had said should go to the province first or do a petition. And see how it
Exactly, and
goes.
how would Seven Oaks losing that, Selkirk, how would they feel at Lord Selkirk School Division having to have room for more students and buy more buses?
Well, they're, the Seven Oaks School Division, they've got an extra 10,000 homes that they're pulling from in West St. Paul, so they're not losing any money.
Well, the bottom line is it's still a provincial issue. Should you start with your residents with the petition and it should go to the MLA, because it's a provincial issue. Anything further?
So I can do that? I don't need council's approval or mayor approval or CEO approval
Well,
to,
no, because
write letters and
you should
start,
start, it's
start
your
doing that?
board that has the issue, that you said you're inundated with comments about this. So as a counselor, you can have a they can have a spokesperson, get them to go around, sign the petition.
But I can contact Richard Pershad and pursue this as well on a counselor basis.
Once you have the petition or a letter or something.
I can't do that beforehand. Because I was reprimanded in the past for going.
Oh, you were
above and
going
beyond.
over council's head to the
Well, I
minute?
had authorization from the deputy mayor at the time.
Okay. Well, he was new, but no, you can start the petition or contact your MLA.
Okay.
Just for the correction, I did not authorize that.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
you're welcome.
He just said that.
We can look at the tape and see.
Council Bondor.
Okay, point of order. June district meeting resolutions attached is the reminder about the June district meeting resolution. Do any council members have anything they wish to put forward? Because they have to be submitted, all the rules on what to do, are on in the attachment. So if you think of something that you want the AMM to lobby for us to the provincial government, please send it in. Any other questions? Okay. We have no in camera. So next we look at is the adjournment. Be resolved that the meeting be adjourned at 6:21 PM. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconder. Councillor Feeblecorn, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good
Thank you.
evening.